Okay. So, this guy is going to be ribboning through the month. And the Seven of Swords is definitely um, that energy of keeping things under wraps. This is keeping a secret. This is stealing ideas or having someone else steal ideas. This is dishonesty. This can be gossip. This can be just getting away with something. Okay, so Scorpio, don't freak out. This could also be, somebody keeps things under wraps for a reason sometimes, in that um, maybe there's a surprise birthday party or something of that nature, and yeah, you might have to tell a lie here or there, right? Okay, so that might be ribboning through the month of September for you, in that um, you've had to tell a couple of fibs here and there, or maybe somebody isn't telling you the whole truth. And again, it could be something minor, like, hey, they're throwing a great big retirement party and nobody knows about it, or they don't want you to know about it. Or it could be, the communications are just not what they need to be. And I have to say, with Mercury heading into retrograde right now, this is very possible. I believe because Mercury rules the communications, um, you could just be hearing it wrong, receiving it wrong, um, having something come off too harshly than what it was intended. Just some miscommunications there. So keep that in mind, Scorpio, that communications might be not what they seem. Okay, so you may have some trouble there, and that means not just words you say or the thoughts that you think. This is text messages, emails, postings on social media, Facebook, Twitter, you name it, Snapchat, whatever your communicating style is. Just know that things might not be received as intended, okay? And that's for not only what you send out there, but it's also for what you receive, okay? So just take things with a grain of salt with this guy. Okay, so let's get on to the beginning of the month. We have the Fool, and the Fool speaks to new beginnings. It is a card of taking a leap of faith. This is talking about doing something, knowing that you're fully supported, and yet not knowing all of what you're getting into. Okay, there are a lot of positives and negatives with this Fool. Several of the positives is that you take that leap of faith. You never know what you're going to get unless you try. Okay, so that's wonderful. This is also a card of no fear. You're just following your instinct. You've got your trusty little guide there, and you're just going to go for it. That's wonderful. One of the caveats to this card is that it speaks about being foolish. It speaks about not having all of the information. Could be to your detriment, but we don't know. Okay, so every card in the tarot has a positive, a neutral, and a negative aspect to it. So, take this with a grain of salt, Scorpio. The beginning of this month of September, you may need to take a leap of faith. Although, having said that, you may need to take a step back again, since we have the Seven of Swords ribboning through, which is already indicating some miscommunications due to Mercury in retrograde. You might have to take a step back and sort of reevaluate something. Maybe gather a little bit more information, okay? Because it seems like something's missing, okay? Definitely go with your instinct the first part of this month. You will be guided, okay? But to be forewarned is to be forearmed, okay? So make sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's. Take with you whatever it is you need on this new adventure, this new job, this new relationship, and take a deeper look into it. I would say it's funny because that's not normally what I would say with the Fool card, but I'm really being led to say that. So yeah, I mean, beginning of the month, yes, take your leap of faith, dive in with all you have, but do that knowing what you're getting into. Okay, do a little bit of research. Okay, mid-month we have the Nine of Pentacles. This is the independent. I'll say person. I don't want to say woman, but this is the independent person card. This is somebody who has made it on their own. They've accumulated wealth and health. They enjoy luxury. They enjoy status. And they don't mind being single if they are, in fact, single. They don't mind being alone. Whether they're coupled or not, this is a card of card speaking to, you can tell that this person did it on their own without help from their partner. And so, mid-month, Scorpio, this is wonderful. Perhaps it's that beginning leap of faith that sort of brings you to this point. We've got a lot of really cool things happening in our solar system right now. And I've said it before, I will say it again. I know just enough astrology to get in trouble big time with it. So check your favorite astrologer for what's happening with Jupiter. There's a lot of transits happening. Mercury's doing his thing. But yeah, mid-month it looks like you're really enjoying the high life here. You're pampering yourself and enjoying it, okay? And realizing that this is something that you've accomplished on your own. You made it, okay? Now, again, with positive and maybe negative aspects of this, might be that mid-month you've become incredibly engrossed in material things, okay? Maybe you're overdoing your health regimen, okay? Have you just gone, bat crazy on something, okay? The newest fad diet or the newest, exercise contraption. So there's a little bit of caution there for you. But so far looking good, Scorpio. You've got the Fool bringing you on a new adventure. You've got the Nine of Pentacles saying, hey, you did it. You did it right there. Rounding off the end of the month, for September, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, he is our most successful knight in that he is the protector of health. He is the protector of property, of wealth. He is one that is willing to put in the work, okay? So by the end of the month, it looks like you're in a position where you're going to nurture whatever it is that you started off with. You're going to take that time to nurture it, okay? Because this is really what you want, right? You want this. And you might get a little bit of a taste for it, but you're going to realize that something like that actually takes time. Like anything that needs to grow, it needs, the perfect amount of, all of the elements going into it, whether it's sun or water or, whatever it is that you're growing. If it's a business, obviously you have to do things, you've got to put in the overtime at first, and you've got to market, and you do whatever you need to do. Same with relationships. They don't just flourish by themselves. You have to put the time in. You have to, bare your soul. You have to be honest. You have to speak. You have to communicate your feelings, your wants, your desires, your, things you don't like. So, at the end of the month, or by the end of the month, you will have come to the realization that whatever it is you're involved in is worth nurturing. Okay? It's worth being patient. It's worth waiting for it to come to fruition, because it will, but you will have to be patient. But again, this night is the most successful night in the courts. So good stuff there for you, Scorpio. Now, health that's coming to you, we have the Three of Cups. This is speaking to, you know, your group of pals, right? This is your guy buddies. This is your girlfriends. This is that circle of friends that no matter what, they're there for you. They're going to celebrate your happy times. They're going to, you know, take you through your low times. So coming as a help to you, whatever it is you're going through, they're going to say, hey, let's cheers, okay? Let's take a break. Let's go grab a coffee. Let's go, you know, get a glass of wine. Let's do, you know, whatever it is. Let's go get a yogurt or something. Let's be together. Let's celebrate. Let's talk about things. And I do have to say, although this is coming as a help to you, with this guy ribboning through the month, there may be some gossip going on, okay? Guys and girls alike, you know you do it. So keep that in mind, okay, Scorpio? Keep in mind that not everything that's talked about is going to be on the up and up, all right? This also comes to a help in that this fulfills you emotionally, okay? This is an expansion of love. When you get together with friends, it's not just, hey, let's hang out. This is something that you need to fulfill yourself. Being a water sign, Scorpio, you feel comfortable in the water. This is cups. This is water. So this fills your cups. So try not to hide out too much. And I know that earlier, as I mentioned, you might be going through maybe some headaches or maybe some throat issues. But try not to, you know, to sort of diss your friends, especially if they're coming to you, okay? Don't hermit yourself away. Now, what might be a challenge to you, we have karma, traditionally known as the judgment card. This karma card is definitely being called into action, and this is also being called out, okay? So as a challenge, maybe some truth comes out. Or maybe somebody is calling out a situation and you then have to stand up and make it right. Okay? And it's not necessarily the easiest thing in the world for you to do because you feel like maybe you're stuck between a rock and a hard spot with this one. Okay? And so whether that's with a relationship, whether that's at your job, whether that's with your family, this is calling you to do the right thing, okay? Because this will come back to you, but it will be a challenge, okay? So again, forewarned is forearmed, right, Scorpio? But I think you'll do fine. I mean, this is definitely, especially in this deck, this is a very watery, it's an eclipsed card there, and we're smack dab in the middle of eclipse season right now, so I feel like you'll be really comfortable with this challenge. I mean, you'll definitely rise to it, but it'll be a challenge nonetheless. It's maybe something that you weren't wanting to have to either choose sides or explain things. You just sort of wanted to stay out of it. But this challenge of karma is, you know, you're going to do the right thing, okay? And that's why people are attracted to you, okay? And use this help from your friends to sort of push through it, right? Just be like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do, what I'm going to say. Your friends will help you out there, okay? So you're leaving the month then with the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is speaking to taking a break, taking a rest, calling a truce. And again, I feel like it maybe have something to do with this sort of speaking out, standing up for somebody. This is speaking to like meditation and sort of calming both sides. Okay, this is the Eye of the Storm card, in that yes, there was some stormy weather before, and there may be some stormy weather after, but this is the Eye of the Storm. There's nothing to do. There's no one to fight. So gather your wits and take a rest. And that's what you'll be ending the month with. And that's not really such a bad thing, Scorpio. This is, you might feel a little bit exhausted by the end of the month with, having to do some, sort of digging around and figuring out what's true and what isn't. Wow, this color scheme is amazingly similar, right? Wow. Yeah, you may have to, after trying to decipher what's right, what's wrong, who's telling the truth, who isn't, what's gossip, what's fact, you're going to need a break. And so you may very well just welcome the end of the month where you can just sort of take a breather. Also, Mercury goes direct, I believe, on the 30th of September. So, yeah, you can breathe a little sigh of relief there.